Hi Flosstube, this is Julia, also known as Julicious, coming to you. Whoa, cat, there was a cat and the cat jumped down. My name is Julia if you're new here. My pronouns are they and them. And I am known as Julicious here on Flosstube and on Instagram. I live in suburban Philadelphia in the United States. It is Thursday, the 30th of March, 2023, and Black lives still matter. And our children still deserve to go to school without being murdered. I have lost count of the number of mass shootings the United States has had this year. I'm not okay. Not okay. I think a lot of us are not okay. But spring is here, and that means hope, right? I think. This is a channel about cross-stitch and knitting, sometimes about books, always about life, real life. I have opinions. Tomorrow is the Trans Day of Visibility. I have no idea what I, as a newly out trans person, am supposed to do for the Trans Day of Visibility. But if you are not trans, but you love trans people, D-Stitches has done a great deal of work, and you should thank them. They put together a quick little handy-dandy, what can you as a cis ally do on the Trans Day of Visibility? So I will link their Flosstube channel below, and also their Instagram, because I think I saw on Instagram today their little sort of FAQ. And I think it would be really nice if you checked out all their hard work. I'm going to work tomorrow. I don't know about any other trans person. I gotta go to the healthcare mines. If you're new here, I'm a nurse. I currently work in a ritzy nursing home. But I gotta tell, I say that because I will talk about the things that we have at my job that most public nursing homes in the United States do not have, like adequate staffing. So when I talk about my job, I don't want you to think that my job is the norm for elder care in America. It is not. And it's still pretty awful. But you don't want to hear about that. Welcome, if you're new, if I have not scared you away. If you're a returning viewer, thank you. I love you. It's good to see you again. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Believe it or not, I don't have a whole lot to talk about today. And we're doing it old school today. Like, my phone's not in its neat little tripod right now. It's, you know, like back in the day when I first started, you're propped up on about 4 floss boxes, leaning back against a 5th one. So, yeah. I have 1, 2, 3 cross-stitch whips, a knitting whip, 1 piece of haul, and some vague thoughts about what I'm gonna do in April. In March, we Stitch Asia, right? That's the brainchild. I think is Stitch Asia 2 or 3 this year. The brainchild of Abby Bella Stitch, who has not made a Flosstube in a while, and that makes me so sad. But in her defense, she homeschools 4 children and is starting her cross-stitch design business. And she released Her first pattern, I will link her, I'll put a link to her below, wherever I can find it, but the Battle of Mukden chart that she designed about Ferdinand Magellan getting his face smashed in while trying to colonize the Philippines. That is available for purchase, and you should buy it or support her shop in other ways. I personally am waiting for the Filipino alphabet sampler to come out, even though I hate stitching alphabets. It's so pretty. And I have the perfect HDF, excuse me, I have the perfect HDF red silk for it. I think it's the perfect. To be fair, I only have one colorway of HDF red, but I know it's one that Abby likes. Do I remember the name of it? No. Gandhi Tango. Gandhi Tango. I need to calm down. So in March, we stitch Asia, right? And I managed to knit Asia as well. Since I only have like one knitting thing to show you, I'll just do that. Unintentionally, I knit Asia as well. I am knitting the Musselburgh hat for my partner, Josh. It's going. It's going. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this is a double knit hat, like a double thickness hat, but it's really cool. So you cast on in the very center, work increases outward, and the pattern is written with instructions for any gauge and any weight of yarn. A much smarter human than I designed this pattern. I'm gonna burp again, and I'm sorry. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. It's not a Jewlicious video if I don't burp. It's just not. Anyway, so you cast on from the middle, from the center of the crown, and you increase until you have the appropriate number of stitches for your gauge and the size of the hat you want to knit. And then you just knit stockinette stitch. This is perfect for, I've watched a lot of the Book of Boba Fett while knitting this. Yes, we're behind. It's okay. And last weekend we went to New York City for the day, and train knitting, also very good. Anyway, you just knit until it's long enough, and then you're going to decrease so that it looks like this again. And then what you can do is you just shove one end up inside the other, and you have an extra warm hat. In this case, for someone I love very much, but in your case, it could be for you. And really, you should love yourself. I'm working on that still. I know it's, anyway, this yarn is from Valkyrie Fibers Tahoe, and Lauren is Asian American. I'm sorry, Lauren. I think Korean. Don't take my word. Anyway, so this counts towards Stitch Asia because the dyer is Asia. It's called Jasmine Dragon because it is inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's also perfect for my partner because if you've watched Avatar, you know the reference, and Josh loves Uncle Iroh very much. So that's all the knitting I have done, unfortunately. I have plans. I have no idea when I'm going to execute them. What else? Pardon me just a moment. What else? Stitch Asia I had to bring out my Faya Naga, which is a free, what I'm about to show you is free pattern designed by Brittany of Ingleside Imaginarium. And the last time I told you that it's Tibetan inspired because a Naga is a water dragon, a water serpent, and that's not true, because the astute among you will say, wait a minute, isn't Tibet landlocked? And you are correct. It is not Tibetan. Asian oceanic countries have myths of the Naga. So Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, places like that. Anyway, this is free. And I made some good progress, but look, I can't give Brittany enough credit for how beautiful this is. And it's all BMC, full crosses and backstitch. There are no fractionals, so you could totally stitch this on Aida if you wanted to. I'm stitching this on 32 count linen from the artist formerly known as Picture This Plus in the colorway Tempest. So the last time you saw it, I had not finished stitching this chunk. So this is new, and this is new. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it's kind of intense. But so worth it. Oh my gosh. I could focus on finishing this next year, or even this year if I get a bug up, a bee up, a bung up. If I get inspired, I could. But I didn't really feel led to push myself, especially this early in the year. I'm trying to not pressure myself a lot this year in terms of things that are optional or supposed to be fun, like my hobbies. And that just means I get to stitch on this more. It is so nice. I know it looks complicated. I know that it can bake some of your noodles, but I promise it's not hard. And I am a huge advocate, especially with something like this. I'm a huge advocate of back stitching as you go. So, oh, it's so good. This is gonna be so beautiful when it's done. And I'm gonna turn it into a wall hanging. Yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, so I stitched on this for about 2 weeks, and then I decided I wanted to switch, because 2023 is the year of no new starts, but also stitch what you want when you want. And I felt like switching. So I did. And it also counts as Stitch Asia because the fabric dyer, Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, not only Asian, but also a local to me fiber artist. And this was also nice because this is one of my Whip Go pieces. This will get finished this year. I just needed a break after I did what I did because the bottom part of this piece is dense. This is the Voyage Home by Courtney collection. which I'm stitching with all the called for colors. It's like 1 over dyed and a bunch of DMC. I'm working on the very bottom, which is meatier than it looks. Stitching this on 32 count linen from Fiberlicious in the colorway Once in a Blue Moon. Here's the whole thing. I changed the lighthouse to be Barnegat Lighthouse, which is the beacon on Long Beach Island in New Jersey. So the last time you saw this, I had this house done, this fence, the trunk of the tree, and the little red berries, or little apples. So since then, I've put in some lawn, I've stitched all the leaves, I stitched the second house and the second fence. And let me tell you, I could have pushed through and finished, or I could have not stitched on what I'm currently stitching on and be farther along. Didn't feel like pressuring myself. This is gonna get finished this year. It's a whip go piece. But we can wait a little bit. Yeah. The next, what I'm currently working on for I don't know how much longer, what I'm currently working on is a full coverage piece. So in full coverage February, I only got to work on one full coverage piece for like literally 2 days. It might not have even been 2 days. It was not long enough, and it was bothering me because I enjoyed the stitching that I did on it and I wanted more. So see, I finished the second house and I put in the second fence and I said, that's enough. Stitch what you want when you want. I have pulled out Quick Stitch Iris again. This is one of those things where I'm gonna have to take a screenshot, I think, just so you can appreciate where we are. I don't know if you can tell. I probably put in the last 4 days about 500 stitches. And somewhere around it, yeah, I've got, moved it over here. I've got needle with some floss on it. I had originally been doing the Stitch and Mommy typewriter method, but I discovered that my master set of DMC is missing a few colors, or they are tucked away in other projects, which I need to fix because I'm kind of trying to phase out keeping DMC colors with the project they're currently in, and just keep the DMC with the master DMC set. But I might not have gotten to all of it. Now, fortunately, the next time I place an order with Hobby House or I don't know if Abby Topknot sells DMC. I've never actually purchased floss from, well, until recently, purchased floss from Abby Topknot. And also in July, I'm hoping to actually visit Hobby House in person because we're going to be going to Niagara Falls, and that's a quick little jaunt to the east, either on the return trip or the trip up. So it's no big deal. I can get more DMC. I could go to Michael's in my hometown and get more DMC, but I'm trying to avoid big box stores. So yeah, this is Quick Stitch Iris. This is, I think, 25 count, 1/1. It might be 28, but I think it's 25. 1/1 full cross. You can kind of see this big blue iris kind of coming into view. It's only 4 pages. I'm stitching this as a surprise for a friend who I'm 99.9% sure does not know that I have a floss tube, so that's okay. That's what I've been doing. So do you want to see the one piece of haul I got? Well, it's technically 2 pieces. I pre-ordered stuff from Abby Topknot. This is for X Stitch the Rainbow. So I got the Treenway silks. And one of the X Stitch the Rainbow patterns I got Tea Time Companion by Brittany of Ingleside Imaginarium, and it's so cool to actually own one of her, like a hard copy of a pattern, like with her business logo. This is the first. It's so cool. She's doing so well. But anyway, I couldn't not. This is something I'm probably gonna stitch on a 32 count, even though, so you wouldn't, given my whips and what I've been stitching on recently, you wouldn't think that I don't particularly care for stitching with 2 threads at the same time, but I don't particularly care for stitching with 2 threads at the same time. So generally I will stitch on like 32 count linen and up. I prefer 40 count. 36 count linen, 40 count linen, occasionally 46. Because I don't mind little tiny things, and I like the way my stitches look much better when I stitch with 1 strand and not 2 strands. Having said that, I'm going to stitch this on 32 count 2/2 because I want it to be bigger. Well, this size, obviously, because the model is stitched on 32 count. So next year, we'll make it happen. And I have a piece of relatively neutral 32 count linen from Color and Cotton that I think is from a, I think the first Halloween box they ever did, because that's the only one I participated in. Anyway, I can hear my partner roaming around, so we're gonna wrap this up. Hi. Well, you can help me pick what I might stitch on next. Do you want to help?
Sure.
Mostly, I'm kind of torn between this because I love it.
As you should.
As I should. Which is, this is on 40 count linen from Color and Cotton in white tea. And I'm doing the HDF Silks conversion with it that you got for me for my birthday. And oh, it's so good. It's so good. So that's option 1. And then option 2 is going to market, which is very fun, although I am going to have to eventually do some finagling because I'm running out of floss for the background, because it's like 3 strands, half stitch. colorful. I don't like, I don't know, I just love,
It's a lot lower, like the squares are bigger.
Yeah, this is 14 count Ada. Yeah, no, you can look, yeah. As Josh learned something.
I just couldn't remember which way the gauge on things went.
So yeah, this is 14 count.
Yeah.
Ada, and like this is 40 count
40
linen.
count, yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell the difference, thank you.
I know, but sometimes it's just kind of jarring to like hold them.
I mean, that I have never seen 14 count before, I will say.
Yeah, you have. I'm pretty sure you have. Yeah, the Bless This Wretched Hive of Scum and Villainy.
I've never seen 14 count that was that obvious compared to that Ada. I don't say that. Either way. I don't make it a huge habit of coming over here and like eyeballing your thread gauge. Anyway, I like the first one, honestly.
You like this? Yeah.
The linen and the silks.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Like, I feel like the going to market would be more of a, like a bang it out because it's, you know, big squares, big colors.
Oh, it's deceptive though. Like Michelle Bendy could tell you, like, because she stitched, who stitched that? Michelle Bendy really enabled me to find this, this on eBay. And yeah, it's deceptive. Who else stitched this? I think Lindy Stitches. Steph stitched this because it reminded her of her son's birth mother.
I'm just gonna bring all your favorite boys into the frame.
All my favorite boys. There's my. Hi. Say hello to Baby Does Stuff. Yeah. Say hello to Baby Does Stuff. And to Rhaegar and Danny.
Why are we looking at that thing?
And
it's not
say hello. Who else? Say hello to Hannah. And hello to Buster.
You're naming a lot of people.
Dharma. I'm naming a lot of kitties. Baby Does Stuff is the only human I mentioned. Okay. All right. So when I get tired of my full coverage, we're gonna pull out this bad boy. That's like less than, I haven't done a video in under half an hour in a very long time. So, yeah, take good care, folks. Be kind. It's rough out there. A lot of us are having very big feelings. A lot of us are really scared. Just take care of yourself and be nice to other people. And I will catch you around the internet, okay?